Why you shouldn't go is because people have been harming animals like sea turtles. You're going to see them around in the ocean if you're snorkeling. Don't get close to them. Don't touch them. Don't try and swim on their shell if they're big. Like,
don't even like touch them with a stick. Don't
Seriously,
touch
like,
them with seaweed.
let them be. If you guys want a trick, here's a camera trick, okay? Have the person with the camera stand far back with the zoom to what does this go to? 3x. You could even hit all the way to 15x if you have the 14 Pro. I'm Trizzy.
And I'm Leah.
And this is Ticket to Anywhere podcast, bringing you the gear, tools, and tips to equip you for a travel-filled life.
No matter your travel experience or lack thereof, we aim to be your first stop when you're thinking of where to go, how to get there, what to bring, and what to do.
Catch the latest episode every other Wednesday on YouTube or your favorite listening app.
We'd love to connect with you. Find Ticket to Anywhere on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Pinterest, and LinkedIn.
Aloha.
Aloha.
This is Trizzy from the Ticket to Anywhere podcast. I'm here with my co-host,
Leah, LA in flight. And we have a great episode today on Hawaii.
Why you should and shouldn't go to Hawaii.
Yep. We've been thinking about making this one for a while. And we're like, let's finally do it because there are deals going on and off all the time. Not saying you should snag them up every single time.
Yeah.
But Hawaii is a place that we both frequent.
Yeah.
Especially recently.
Yeah. We're lucky to be on the west coast of America to be able to go.
I have so many friends that live on the East Coast that have never been. And like for me and Trizzy, who grew up literally going to Hawaii, that like blows my mind. But then again, like Australians, like they go to Bali 5 times a year, and people that live in people that live in Europe go to Italy for lunch.
Yeah.
If they live in France or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And so for us, Hawaii is a no-brainer. But if you're living on the East Coast of the US, someone was like, it will take me 17 hours to get to Hawaii. I'm like,
that's crazy.
17 hours, I could go to like India in 17 hours. Like, so it's just interesting. Obviously, proximity matters greatly. But you'll hear us struggle in this episode of like what we should gatekeep and what we should not.
I know. We so want to tell everybody, but we'll leave our direct messages open for you guys to hit us
I think the most important thing is what we really are trying, the underlying message is we want you to be a responsible traveler when you're going to the beautiful island state of Hawaii. That's the first and foremost of that.
Exactly. But yeah, I know on the island you love getting your coffee, and there's a good tea that I got in the Dole Plantation.
Oh, what is it?
It was like a mango green tea that they had there, loose leaf. Yeah, I don't have it in my cup.
I know.
Today.
I was gonna say I'm not drinking Hawaiian coffee. We should have thought about this. I'm definitely not drinking Hawaiian coffee. I'm actually drinking Trader Joe's medium roast. But you would love this because I ground it and I turn it into cold brew. So how I make my cold brew is literally just a cup and a half of ground beans and then 7 cups of water, and I let it sit for 10 hours and then I strain it. And so that is my cold brew. Yeah, a cold brew coffee master over here. And then I have a little bit of my Califia Farms cinnamon swirl oat milk creamer in it.
Love it.
Yeah, that's me.
Man, you are a gangster.
I love it. I'm excited. I got some really cool beans recently from a few different brands. So I'm really excited to bring those onto the show. Even though you can't see them, maybe I should add a couple clips. We should add a couple clips of me.
Yes,
like,
please do.
Okay, well, it won't be for this episode, but for future ones.
Process seems crazy, but I've been feeling mint tea, I think, because I just like that refreshing feeling in my throat. Oh my gosh, yes. So I'm just drinking a Stash mint tea.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing, or Stash peppermint tea, to be exact. Yeah.
Okay, well, welcome to the Hawaii episode. Aloha. Enjoy. Ohana, family.
Hey y'all, Trizzy here. I just wanted to give you a heads up that Ticket to Anywhere will not be releasing episodes in the month of July. We are taking a summer break, so we'll see you back in August. Feel free to listen to our past episodes while we're cooking up some new ones, and continue to connect with us on social media. Thanks for your support.
Why you should and shouldn't go to Hawaii.
This is a good topic because as much as we love going to Hawaii and love bragging about the amazing time that we always have there, there is a part of us that's like, please do not
go to Hawaii. But like, how this is probably going to be a bit of a controversial episode because we're sitting here telling you why you should go, but at the same time, like slapping hands, like don't go.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And we've been wanting to make this for a while because we've each been multiple times in the past few years. Trizzy basically lives there. I definitely haven't gone as much as she has in the past few years.
I would love to say that I live there,
Right?
yes.
But it's a tough one, even when we were just kind of brainstorming ideas for this Hawaii episode. Of course, we love to share the fruits and the joy of visiting the islands of Hawaii. At the same time, overtourism and overpopulation and crowding is a real thing, right? So, I mean, let's get into first why we titled it like we did. I mean, exactly that. We just kind of explained it, right?
Yeah, basically.
So we don't necessarily want to promote tourism to Hawaii and say, everyone book your flights, here are the best deals, etc. But we do want you to be a responsible tourist or vacationer while you're there, or if you already have plans to go there, or if you already have a flight booked there, then obviously we're not going to tell you to cancel it.
Exactly.
So we want to share tips. We want to share tips. We want to share great places, but at the same time, we've been told ourselves not to tag some places. Mm-hmm. And this was like the episode we ended 2022 with, should you tag that location, right? I was all in my feels in that episode.
And this goes for our tips goes for any place that you go to. Mm-hmm. Respect the local culture, respect the agriculture, respect animals there, and just don't be acting a fool in a place that's not your home.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, how often have you been? Let's share.
On average, I would definitely like once a year.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like it's been twice a year for you. But
2 years ago was twice a year. And then this year, yes, it will be twice a year. It's so accessible from LA. Yeah. And I'm from Seattle too, and it's accessible from Seattle anywhere from the West Coast. I fly Alaska usually, and I have my Alaska Airlines Visa card, which gives me a companion fare, and that going to Hawaii is the best deal on that companion fare.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the Southwest companion. So I've been twice in the past year and a half. Mm-hmm. But before that, I have not been to Hawaii since January 2011. So it had been 11 years since I had been back to Hawaii. But before January 2011, I had been 4 times with family, each time to different islands. Each time I was under the age of 21. So very different experience. Whereas the last 2 times I've been in the past year and a half have been with friends on my own agenda, etc. But yeah, when I went in Feb 2022, when Hawaii still had a lot of its restrictions, you had to file with the state that you were coming there because they were still, tracking visitors during COVID, etc. And Ava had used her Southwest Companion Pass with me, and we were flying out from San Diego, and we each paid $97 for our seat.
Wow, that's deals. Oh, yeah. That's better than my Alaska deal.
Really?
Yeah. I think the lowest I've paid for a round trip Hawaii with my companion fare is maybe like $250, which isn't bad.
What?
Yeah.
Split?
Split, yeah.
Wait.
Alaska's well, we get to choose our seats too.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're A15, you get to choose your seat on Southwest. If you're B1, you get to choose your seat on Southwest.
Alaska's I feel like has a bit more of a more expensive prices.
Okay, well that makes sense. They're like a more of a premium airline than Southwest. Southwest is like pretty economy, you know. But yeah, basically round trip deals during that time from San Diego were $200, so we split it, of course, because of the companion pass. So it was about $97 each. It was a little less than 200, obviously, but don't come at me telling my math is wrong. Okay, I'm rounding. But we said this from the west coast of the United States, from Seattle, Hawaii, Vancouver, LA, San Diego, San Jose. These are all huge markets and stop off points for Hawaii. There's also a lot of, even from Las Vegas, which Las Vegas is known as the ninth island to Hawaiians. Wow. Yeah, but those are massive markets, so they're always running they're always running deals, certain airlines, to kind of spur tourism.
Is Vegas direct flight to Hawaii?
I believe so.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
There's a lot of Hawaiians in Vegas, a lot of locals in there, yeah. We've been quite often the past few years, and it's like, it's so different coming as a full-fledged adult, making your own decisions versus like family. Like, when was the last time you were, like, what's the longest gap you had in between Hawaii visits?
Ooh. Shoot, maybe I would say maybe 5-6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it was like different?
Yes.
Well, you're older for one.
But it was the 5-6 year gap was, the last time I had gone with family, and then the next time I had gone was still with family, but I had my nephew. And it wasn't us taking taxis and local buses to get to places. We had a rental car. We got to explore more of the food side. Like, we were the adults making the decisions, and our parents, my mom and my dad, were the ones just tagging along with our itinerary. So, we had full control, full power this time on that. Yeah.
It's so different.
A lot more research, but by that time I had probably gone to Hawaii like once a year, and different islands too, from the main Hawaii island, from Kauai to Maui, and Oahu is where I frequent most. There's not a lot of researching that I have to do when I go to Oahu. It's more so going back to places that I like, and going back to places that I might have missed out on previous trips.
You're like, oh, we'll try that next time.
And then if I hear something new, I'll just add it to the list. Yeah. So it's more relaxing.
That's good. That's funny you mentioned talking about like going back to places, or we talk about this in our growing up with travel episode, one of our first like 10 episodes that we did, or something like that. Our circuit was like Hawaii and Vegas, and I don't know if that's like an Asian thing, because Trizzy and I are both Asian. Yeah, she's Chinese, I'm Filipino, and so we both went to when we both grew up on the West Coast. There's a lot of Asians on the West Coast of the United States. And I went to Hawaii and Vegas all the time, and so did Trizzy.
I did ask my parents that recently, and their answer is just because we were comfortable of where we were going. Now that we have maps, and we're a totally new generation. We're exploring all over the world. Our parents are relying on us to take them.
I read a quote the other day that was like, can you believe we used to print out maps from MapQuest and just explore like pirates?
Yep.
Pirates following a scavenger hunt map.
That's so fun. We should do that one day just for content.
Oh my gosh, does MapQuest even exist?
Google Maps.
So yeah, we're making this episode to let you know, or try to help you be a responsible traveler to Hawaii. At the same time, I want everyone to go enjoy the islands. but I also am not like, everyone go book your flights right now.
So I think we'll start off with why you should go. And I think why you should go is, although you will experience over tourism, people still have a good head on their shoulders. Like, they're still going to be respectful to the foreigners, the tourists. I always get like good vibes when I'm there. And first step off the plane, honestly, because I go there so often, it really does feel like home to me.
Yeah.
I'm an island girl, if you guys can't tell. I'm so fair skinned. But it's Oahu has like older meaning to me because I've been going there since I was young, and that was the only island my parents would take us.
Oh, okay.
They never took us to Maui or Kauai or
Wow.
Hawaii. But I go there, and it's just, although it's places that I've already been, food that I've already eaten, there's always something new as far as like maybe culture.
Yeah.
As far as the history that I learned, or like, oh my gosh, there's a new hike or something. Like, it always surprises you. So,
Or something that you couldn't do when you were younger.
yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah. For sure.
Actually, the only island that I haven't been to is Kauai. Which Kauai, for those that don't know the islands very well, has kind of been deemed by the tourism industry as the more romantic island, like for couples only. Even though our good friend Janine did an awesome like multi-day overnight hike in Kauai. And she did it with a friend, so she went out there for adventure.
Nice.
Whereas it's I think that that's just a label, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I've heard people doing their honeymoons in Kauai.
Oh yeah, I mean my sister and her husband did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's the only one I haven't been to. I've been to pretty much every other island, even the smaller ones with family and whatnot.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting that Kauai is the only one I haven't been to. So I guess I gotta get there. But
Kauai is and the island that I need redeeming, because when I went, I didn't fall completely in love with it.
really,
Yeah.
why?
I think maybe it was the time of year. Every single hike that we went on to get like a nice viewpoint, it was just raining.
When did you go?
Cloudy. We went in like, I think end of October.
Okay.
And we just didn't see the nice, beautiful scenery, the viewpoint that everybody else saw.
Everyone else gets.
Yeah.
Also, Kauai is the island that probably looks most like Jurassic Park. So, especially if you're doing like a helicopter tour over it, or if you're watching it from the ocean, like you're on an awesome boat excursion, definitely is giving Jurassic Park.
And every food place closes so early, and
Kauai is like it's a quieter island, whereas like Oahu has the big city of Honolulu and Waikiki Beach, a lot of partying clubs, that type of thing, a lot of universities as well. Before we get into the other islands though, let's talk about the climate, because I was doing some research on the climate before we hit record, and I thought it was interesting because I found that Hawaii has 10 of the world's 14 climate zones.
Crazy.
And the climate is tropical, right? But it still has a northern hemisphere summer and winter, which I think is wild. So during the summer, it's hotter and drier. And during our winter, like in the northern hemisphere, it's like rainier. But coincidentally, like their high season is like December through March, which also coincides with whale sighting season. High season can also be summer break because of schools being out in the US and the Northern Hemisphere in general. And I read the best times to go to Hawaii. This is what I read due to my Google research are April, May, September, and October because those are shoulder seasons. So people are in school, families are just concentrated on work and school, not really traveling. But yeah, basically the big holidays. But it's interesting to me because when you think of a tropical climate, you think, oh, rainy season during our summer, whereas like it's the opposite for Hawaii. It has a lot of like kind of the mainland temperate climate that we experience in the US. So, but I mean, it's not in like a hurricane
zone or
hurricane
anything.
zone. Yeah, I was like, what's the term? Whereas like everywhere in the Caribbean is, everywhere in Central America, a lot of places in Southeast Asia, they're in that hurricane zone, but Hawaii is very much out there.
Just so crazy. Like, I mean, Hawaii can be big, but if you look at the map, it's ultimately small.
It's very small.
For it to have 10, you said 10 climate?
10 of
My
the
goodness.
world's 14 climate zones. Yeah, which is wild.
Yeah.
And so
good fact.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the islands.
Yeah.
Well, we explained Kauai a little bit. Anything else to add to that?
No, maybe we'll do a redemption episode when I go. Redemption episode and first episode.
First visit episode.
Nice.
Visiting the island of Kauai. Yeah. Okay, let's talk Maui.
Ooh, my favorite.
I haven't been since I was, how old was I? 10. I haven't been since I was 10.
I'm going there again in September. My cousin is getting married.
Okay.
Love it. I love it when there's a destination wedding.
Yes.
Yeah. And Maui, I've mentioned, and this is part of me manifesting that I wouldn't mind retiring there.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Like it's more countryside. You don't get that big city feel that you do in Waikiki proper, on the Oahu Island. And there's not really, or at least I haven't really encountered that heavy city life in Maui. Yeah. And if y'all know me, that's old Trizzy. Old Trizzy used to love the city life.
She's retired.
But now,
from the city life. Don't ask her to be a city girl. She ain't no city girl.
Not anymore.
City girl's down for her.
So that's why I just love the peacefulness and the relaxation that it's there. Yeah. The road to Hana when you guys go.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Very, very cool. But if you're a first time visitor and doing the road to Hana, be prepared to, I would say, try and spend like an overnight there. Find a place out in Hana. And then do the route back, because you can't wrap around the island with the rental car. The place, we did it on accident the first time. Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna lose my life. Drive the car off the cliff. It was scary.
And see, this is, tourists don't know this.
Yeah,
so that's why we're making this episode.
Yeah, so just know, and then don't risk it. Like, if you're feeling lazy and you don't want to turn back around, if that's kind of like how you handle your trips, your vacations, I would recommend just getting a place out in Hana. Just stay overnight. Because when you're going to be too tired, even if you do want to risk it, you're going to be too tired driving that scary route. Yeah. And you don't want to be doing that. Yeah.
There you go. That's Maui for you. I just remember Maui was... I stayed at the Embassy Suites there, one of the Embassy Suites, and I was 10, and I had an omelet every day from the free breakfast bar, and I didn't know that you're not supposed to eat eggs every day. So by the end of the week, I was very, very sick mentally and physically of eating eggs. And then I didn't eat omelets for years after that.
No way, I didn't know that.
That's my little egg story.
I heard that too, like you're not supposed to eat eggs every day, but I do it anyways.
Every day?
Yeah. Like you know what? I haven't in like the past 2 days.
Oh.
But I feel like on average I do eat eggs every day.
Well, I was 10, so it was different. Maybe our body gets older. As our bodies get older, it's fine when we're like in our prime right now. But at 10 years old, probably not a good idea. So the last day I had like pineapple and yogurt. Oh, I felt so sick. It made physically like repulsed me.
Oh,
I was like,
and it's an omelet.
I know.
Omelets are amazing.
Anyways, I have a few memories of Maui, but haven't been in a while. But definitely way more chill, geared for families.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, definitely. And also check for permits. I know if you're planning to check out one of the things to do, which is sunrise at Haleakala
Yeah.
National Park. If you're doing the sunrise, you need a permit now. Between
Interesting.
3 a.m. to 7 a.m., I think they require a permit. But if you're checking out sunrise or anything else around the park after 7 a.m., you should be okay.
Do you need to go with a guide?
No.
Okay, so you just have to have the permit.
Yeah, just get the
Because there are
permit.
some, where is it? Remember when we went to Chichen Itza, Mexico?
Yeah,
You basically had to go with a guide.
exactly.
And this was in the height of the pandemic. So obviously things are rapidly changing the past few years, but that's good to know that you just need a permit, but you don't necessarily need a guide at Haleakala. I've been up there too. It was cool, but we went in the middle of the day.
Oh, okay.
So it was hot.
It was hot, yeah. It's funny because it's super cold in the morning when you're checking out the sunrise. Super cold towards the evening if you're doing sunset. I like the sunset better.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the colors were nicer. The eeriness of it getting darker and darker was cool. And when you're driving down with a little sliver of light in the clouds, you feel like you're on top of the world, like you're above the clouds, you're above the sky or something.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. And also there's places along Road to Hana, I believe it's either the black sand beach or the red sand beach that requires permits too.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I remember pulling up to the parking lot, and this was 2021. We thought we were okay to go in, but there was somebody at the parking lot checking on the entrance, like you need a permit.
Yeah.
And I was like, ah, damn.
Go get the permits, because I was doing some research before this on a very, very famous Australian YouTube vlogger, Instagrammer who decided it was okay to like climb places that are closed. We don't agree with that. Anyways, let's move on to the next island, Oahu. Oahu is very, very busy, and a lot of people don't like it. So I'm dead serious. Like, that's the truth. People are like, I hate Oahu. I was like, that's great. Don't go there. But Honolulu is the big city. It's also the capital. Also has a big international airport. Also has Pearl Harbor, tons of resorts, Waikiki Beach, lots of clubs, lots of partying, few universities. And so people think Oahu is Honolulu, and that's not the case.
Because touring around Oahu, I found like a special spot.
Yeah.
And if y'all want to know what that is, DM me, TrizzInc at TrizzInc.
DM her the word Hawaii. For any info that you want in this episode, you have any like specific info, you got to DM us or the Ticket to Anywhere account. DM us with the word Hawaii and what else you're looking for, and we'll help you out there. And I don't care if you think we're gatekeeping, because we are. So
we're gatekeeping in respect of the locals.
100%. I love that you found some spots. Oahu also, as much as people dislike what they think is Oahu, aka Honolulu and Waikiki, Oahu also has the North Shore, which has some of the best surfing in the world, in the literal world. Competitions, tons of competitions there, famous competitions. The East Coast is pretty popular too of Hawaii. There's some military bases. There's some beautiful beaches, some beautiful quote unquote secret beaches. I haven't toured the West Coast much.
West Coast is nice, just because I feel like I feel like East has bigger waves in the water where you can't really like chill.
That's true.
You know, I had a few nip slips here and there.
Is that where the wind? Is that where the wind?
Yeah, I think that's where the wind is like entering from. Yeah, and the west side definitely is more calmer. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where the famous Disney Aulani resort is.
Yeah. And Aulani, like, I don't know, to me, I don't know, maybe because I don't have a ton of kids in my life, or not until recently. I don't have babies. That doesn't mean I have babies, y'all. But Aulani is like 40 minutes outside of, like, away from civilization.
But it still feels like a city because everybody loves Disney, and it gets packed.
Maybe I have anything
there
against Disney adults. I don't know. I never said I did. I'm just speculating. I just don't know how you can spend like
It's crazy there. Yeah.
Like spend like all your time on a Disney resort. Like even Anaheim's not like that. Like you're so isolated.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been to Aulani though, so what do I know?
Yeah. I got some tips and tricks for ya.
I want like a day pass. I wish Aulani did a day pass. Is Aulani
DM.
on Resort Pass?
Imagine.
Are they on Swimply
That
where you
is
can
so,
rent
I
a
know that would be
swimming pool?
hilarious. Yeah. There's some tricks. So
Okay.
DM me.
DM Trizzy for the tricks. DM her Hawaii or Aulani.
Oh yeah. And buy me a coffee.
Yes, yeah, actually we'd love that support. But yeah, Oahu, I mean, Bruno Mars is from Oahu. Who else is from Oahu?
Where was
Bretman
Obama?
Rock.
Oh,
Bretman
yeah.
Rock is from
Yeah.
Oahu.
Which island was Obama?
Obama was born in Honolulu.
Wow. It's an honor.
I feel like, I mean, it's a big city. Yeah. All the famous people were born in Honolulu, and it's a massive city. So, but I think with anywhere you go, you can find your place.
Yeah.
And what you like there, even if people tell you, I dislike it so much.
Yeah.
When people are like, "Oh, I hate this place," or "I hate this place," they're like, okay, people are gonna travel the way they're gonna travel. Yeah. Just let them do their thing, as long as they're not hurting anyone or anybody.
Yeah. I would say just, like you said, travel is
personal,
and you like fish for your own reason.
Yeah.
I don't like fish, so
yeah,
it's like let people do what they need to do.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you've heard people tell you, I don't like Oahu, but you've never been, just go for yourself to see it.
Yeah.
If you like it or not. Yeah.
Find your own thing. There's tons to do. As with all of Hawaii, there's outdoor, there's indoor, there's all kinds of food.
Yeah. If you're an outdoorsy person, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The hikes are amazing.
Incredible. Yeah. Actually, I want to go back to one thing you were saying. You're like, when I step off the plane in Hawaii, it feels like home. I also wanted to add, there's so many Asians in Hawaii, and in particular Filipinos. So I feel at home too.
Nice.
It's like another island nation, right? Even though it's part of the US, but it's like a completely different culture from mainland US. But even just being around brown people that look like me, you feel a little bit of sense of belonging,
Yeah.
So, also feels like home.
Love that.
And then the Big Island.
What they call it is Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Hawaii.
The Hawaii.
I did that for my, I believe, 30th birthday and loved it. I started off on the, the Kona side.
Okay, yeah.
And then flew out of the Hilo side back to LA.
Okay.
And very quiet too.
Yeah, very quiet. Big Island is. There's a big volcano there.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
And I'm not even I wish I had pictures of this, but the lava was flowing out the side.
No way.
And me and my family were walking on top of the lava, so it was literally burning through our shoes, the bottom.
Oh my gosh.
And we were like running. The lava wasn't chasing us, but it was under us. And we're like, we got to get out here because we can't even continue to walk.
Oh my gosh.
On it. And we weren't doing anything illegal. This is where this is like a national park where everyone was walking. It was just that we weren't expecting the lava to like start flowing.
That's crazy.
So we started like trying to get back towards the exit.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then we saw like the lava dripping into the ocean.
You saw that? Oh.
Yeah, it was wild. And of course I didn't I was 15, and this was back in the day. This was like when we had like a point and shoot type camera, and I had to get like film developed. So maybe I have pictures somewhere.
Yeah.
But definitely wasn't in the era of cell phones taking photos.
That's really cool.
But it was crazy. It was crazy.
When I was there, I probably saw, well, I did see the lava of the arch that it created.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like off the shores and stuff, like off the cliff into the shore.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, there's a national park there. I would warn people. I did this manta ray nighttime snorkeling. If you have motion sickness,
I remember this. I remember
oh
when you told me the
man,
story.
yeah, it was bad. It was really fun. However, just take this as my warning. Even the ones who normally don't get motion sick might throw up.
That would be me.
That's how bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be me. Uh-oh.
But it was a great experience. It's just, my goodness, I fed the fishes that night. They loved me.
They loved her. I guess just always like bring the Dramamine, right?
Yeah, which I did, but still did not help.
Oof.
It was that rocky.
That's rough.
Mhm.
That's rough.
Yeah.
You need to drink some ginger tea while you're on these boat tours. That's what they do in the Philippines. They're like, here's some ginger tea for
Yeah.
you.
There's no kuyas there.
Oh, they weren't taking care of you like that. We talked about what we loved about every island, most of the islands, and gave our recommendations if we could do something different. But why you should go in general, respect and support the local culture, especially supporting small business.
Yeah.
Most places there, small business, mom and pop owned, family owned. Absolutely give your money to them. All your money.
Yeah. Give it all.
I have friends that live there now that they always try to help with beach cleanups and all different types of cleanups. They're very involved in their local communities that help other locals and support local artists as well, which I think is awesome. There's tons. There's nature. There's all kinds of things that you can go and enjoy in Hawaii without being disrespectful.
Exactly.
And while leaving no trace. So, which brings us to like why you shouldn't go.
The other side.
Yeah. Which is, what we mentioned, overcrowding, over tourism,
People not listening to,
not listening, not taking warnings.
yeah,
Thinking things are legal or knowing things that are illegal and will skirt around them anyways.
Yeah, because they're doing it for the gram, for their content.
Yep. Their vlogs or
Clickbait.
yeah. And that bothers me so much. And I'm not saying that I've never done anything illegal in my life. This is not an admission of anything, by the way. But at the same time, it's so disrespectful because if these places are closed off for a reason to let nature regrow or
Yes.
people have died there or blah, 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 like they clearly don't want the same things happening to you or the nature.
Yeah.
So like controversial, there is a stairway to heaven, and it's on the island of Oahu. What is the name?
The haiku stairs.
Haiku stairs.
Yeah.
Yep. And they are closed
They've
permanently.
been closed, yeah.
They've been closed. And a lot of people will still try to get content and hike up there, but people have like fallen off, injured themselves. The stairs are completely unstable, and they were first built, I believe, in one of the world wars as like a Navy lookout point to see which ships are coming. So it's super, super incredibly steep. And the government, wants to close it off because they don't deem it safe.
Yeah, but people still do it. They'll risk that $1,000 fine.
$1,000 for what? Unless like falling off.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure you could get the same type of view if you're hiking Diamond Head, which is open and legal. Even if you want to do the what's that? This one
Cocoa Head?
Cocoa Head as well. Yeah. If you guys want some spicy hiking, Cocoa Head is the one for you.
Spicy hiking. I love
Spicy
that.
hiking, my favorite. Yeah, just be respectful of the law. It's not that hard.
Actually, my friends that live there, they always tell me they actually love walking, not hiking, but walking around Diamond Head instead, because then you get to view Diamond Head all the time. Whereas if you hike into Diamond Head or up Diamond Head, you don't see anything. You just see the rest of the island, which is cool and all, but like the prize is Diamond Head itself.
Yeah.
So because there were some steps and like I didn't really want to take that long because if you know me, you've been following me, I had a knee surgery the end of last year. Walking around Diamond Head is pretty flat and pretty easy.
Yeah.
You can spend all day doing it. So I thought that was kind of a cool perspective though.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like in Brazil where like you have the favelas at the foothills
Hmm.
and then the rich like in the hills, but it's the favelas like that
They get
have the
that
best
view.
views. They
Yeah.
have the best views, right?
Right.
Just I mean, it's not the exact same, but like walking around Diamond Head something to consider.
Yeah.
And there's like paths and etc. But
Yeah.
just another interesting viewpoint.
That is that's a good tip
Hmm.
because people I always hear people, I'm hiking Diamond Head
Yeah,
rather than I'm hiking around. So it's
you
probably
hike around it.
less crowded if you're hiking around it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great, wonderful parks and beaches with
Hmm.
designated pathways and walkways around it. But I don't know. I believe it too. Like the prize is Diamond Head.
Hmm.
That's what you want to look at the whole time. When you're on Diamond Head, you can't see Diamond
Yeah,
Head.
that's for sure. Also, why you shouldn't go is because people have been harming animals like sea turtles. You're gonna see them around in the ocean if you're snorkeling. Don't get close to them. Don't touch them. Don't try and swim on their shell if they're big. Like I
Don't
think
even like
that's
touch them with a stick. Don't
seriously
touch
like
them with seaweed.
let them be. If you guys want a trick, here's a camera trick, okay? Have the person with the camera stand far back with the zoom to what does this go to?
3.
3x. You could
Yeah.
even hit all the way to 15x if you have the 14 Pro.
What? Camera
And
trick?
you will look big, the subject will look big, and the turtle will look big. Just don't get close to the turtle if you guys want that trick. Okay? Leave them alone.
Wait, I love this. Camera pro over here. Please listen to her.
Because we did
Dude.
that in Bali with the monkeys. I didn't want to get close to the monkeys, so
Oh no.
I just
Mm-mm.
told Maui to stand back, put the zoom all the way in, and then yeah,
Dude, you're brave. I didn't even go to the
you know,
monkey forest. The free monkey forest in the middle of Ubud, I didn't even
it's
go.
not free. You gotta
Oh,
pay.
I thought it was
It's
free.
free on the outside, but you still could catch the monkeys on the outside.
Free on the okay.
Yeah.
So I also didn't go because it's not free.
That's for a different episode.
I think we do talk about it in the Bali episode
Mm-hmm.
few episodes back. But since
Yes.
then, Trizzy has been to Bali, so we'll have
Yeah.
more. We'll do a Bali remastered.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically it. Try not to disrespect the
Yeah,
animals. Like,
that's a like a tip from a local. Basically, we have a few tips we've collected over the years from locals.
mhm.
Actually, this could be a controversial one because I feel like people who grew up going to Hawaii did this because I did it every single time. We heard don't go to a luau.
Per the locals.
Per the locals, don't go to a luau because it's kind of like a zoo. You're just like
Yeah.
watching these native Hawaiians kind of put on a show about their culture when you could like go to the Polynesian Cultural Center and
Right.
learn about it yourself.
Exactly. And donate to that center too with
Donate
your
to the
admission.
center, drop a tenner in there while while
Yes.
you're walking in. Absolutely, help them preserve their culture so that you can keep visiting these
Yeah.
islands moving forward. Um, how do you feel about this one using Turo instead of big car name rental
I like
brands?
that one. I've never used Turo yet,
Okay.
but
We used Turo twice on the
okay. I
island.
remember you using it. My
2 consecutive
cousin has
days,
it.
yeah.
Oh,
It was just
okay.
Ava rented one and then I rented one. Then,
Nice.
like, we alternated days.
Okay. I might have to start doing that because Turo and Delta, since you want to be a Sky
Oh.
Miles, they have a partnership. So
Okay.
yeah, I might
Yeah.
want to test it out. And plus I want to like practice driving like electric cars like
Ooh,
Tesla
oh,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
and not
yeah.
always get like the fuel
Yeah,
cars. Yeah,
yeah.
the diesel.
And if you're using Turo, more of that money is going into
Mhm.
literally it's Turo's the sharing economy, right? So it's similar to Airbnb where someone can literally put their clean, nice working car for rent, say they're not using it for a week or so. And you can go on there, see what car suits your needs, whatever is in your price range, and rent it directly from a local,
Yeah.
which I think is cool. Av and I both did it. We thought the process was so easy, so
Nice.
seamless. I think we got really lucky
Mhm.
with our, whoever we were renting it from. Because I had a friend put her car on Turo one time and the person that rented it crashed it, like totaled it. So that's like an anomaly, but that's the flip side of
Right,
anything,
yeah.
right? But try going with Turo and see. And honestly, I thought it was more affordable than
Oh,
renting
okay.
from Enterprise or from Hertz.
Oh, that's good to know.
Like we spent like $35 to rent a Camry for a day to go all up and down the coast, and then we put
Oh,
gas in it. Like I just didn't think it was expensive at all.
yeah. And Turo is Turo.
Yes.
Yeah. So check them out. Okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. And then one thing we talked about a bit earlier and in our very last episode of 2022, should you tag that location, is I've been asked to not tag certain nature spots on the island, even those that are super, super well known, like some super famous botanical gardens. But I've been asked to not tag them.
Yeah.
But also a problem with those botanical gardens, and if you know Hawaii well, you'll know which gardens I'm talking about, is that people were getting out and obstructing traffic by trying to take photos. So that, and then they were getting out and jumping on the grass, jumping in places they shouldn't be, which is like ruining the natural nature of it.
Yeah.
And like if these gardens are ruined, they're not going to be open to the public anymore,
Right.
So I've been told don't tag some certain nature spots. If you want to know any of some of the cool places that Trizzy and I have posted in Hawaii or any of the islands on our Instagram, on our social media, then like I said, DM us the word Hawaii and what you want to know, and we'll help you them. We'll help you 101, right?
Yeah, we'll help you 101. I love it. And if you're going for the first time, I would say ideally spend about 5 to 6 days.
Yes.
On any of the islands. Yeah.
One island.
Yeah, on one island.
Not split it between 2 islands. Like, what can you see within 2-3 days, please? Yeah.
For sure. But hopefully what we talked about will give you guys some insight of Hawaii in general, why you should go, why you shouldn't go. And do you have anything else to add?
I don't. I think, take care of these islands. They're precious, man. We want them around for centuries and centuries to come.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks again, everybody, for listening to the Ticket to Anywhere podcast.
Mahalo.
There are some items in this episode we may get a small commission from if you buy through our direct links. It helps us to keep creating fun and super helpful travel content for you.
We wouldn't be anywhere without the support you've given us, and for that, we're always appreciative. To support the podcast even further with just a $2 donation, head to buymeacoffee.com/ticket to anywhere.
To be the first to get our episodes, subscribe to Ticket to Anywhere on YouTube.
Share this episode with a friend if you found it helpful.
If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Listen to Ticket to Anywhere wherever you get your podcasts.